It's week 12 of the 2022 season. Up next, we'll see Joe Mixon. He was terrific a week ago. Well over 100 yards and several stops in the end zone. It's the Bengals and the Titans, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. Today, it's week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Bengals in this matchup. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, and not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots where they want those plays to pay off, which means you have to set them up. And then when they present themselves, take full advantage.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 14 carries, 51 yards.
Sitting 10th in the league in rushing isn't bad, but it's also not as high as where he knows he should be with how talented he is. There's definitely another gear there, and hopefully their game plan gives him an opportunity to hit it and put together one of his best performances of the season.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Tannehill. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as they'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game. So on 4th down, the Titans will turn it over to their punter since 2009, and that's Brett Kern. Trent Taylor deep for San Francisco. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Now the Bengals getting set for their first possession of the ball game and leading them out in his 3rd season. Really the face of Cincinnati football, Joe Burrow.
Partner, you know how guys always tell us it's not about the numbers, it's about the win. It's about the numbers, too. Almost 400 yards passing by him last week. What can he do in this one?
Well, earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Maybe he'll try to get 400-plus here and duplicate that honor again. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45.
On one, ready?
2nd down and 7. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. 7 yards there and a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 34. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Burrow looking to pass.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Quarterbacks look all the time at manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Second down and goal. Burrow.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Bengals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too. Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll run it again with Henry.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Now, this defense for the Bengals, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance.
Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked.
Jermaine Pratt fighting in and dropping him for the loss. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And they go play action now. Burrow. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Bud Dupree off the edge and getting to the quarterback.
Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. A big play there for Cincinnati. And even 40 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Jamar Chase
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Bengals lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They begin with Henry. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. And he's here about the 35, 36-yard line. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw into the hands of Sample. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, a 22. Here we go. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Burrow will throw. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, pardon me?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Well, the final weekend of November is upon us. Boy, can you believe December right around the corner? It always seems to get here quickly. But coming up tonight, we wrap up the holiday weekend with the Packers and Eagles from Philly at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow night, we wrap up Cyber Monday with the Steelers and Colts from Indianapolis. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Again, it's Henry. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And he's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he will have a Titans first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Well, these two teams, the Bengals and Titans, you might remember they met in the divisional round of the playoffs last year. And that was a shocker. Titans seeded #1 at home, coming off the bye. They were upset by the upstart Bengals, 19-16 on a 35-degree January day in Nashville.
From the 50, it's Tannehill. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards.
And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense.
He really continues to pick apart this defense. Last drive, perfect, and it culminated in his 3rd touchdown pass.
As long as we've been doing this, how many times has a player in this type of a zone described the game as really slowed down?
Yep.
So right now, instead of warp speed, it's
snail's pace.
Oh, snail's pace for him, and he can do whatever he wants. Looks like he has all the time in the world to throw the ball, and his offensive line has been giving him that.
A big play there for Cincinnati. 57 yards.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd.
From 21 yards away.
And the Bengals are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again.
And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though.
They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. 4 yards remain for 2nd down.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Tannehill on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Brett Kern now to punt this one away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense.
He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the 2nd quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? But the best players show up each and every week. Solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it in. That's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they top 30.
Gun. Shot. 12. Shot.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals.
Joe Mixon
with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year.
And the Bengals open the lead up to 34-0. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the rout is on here in this 1st half.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now.
They're behind in the 1st half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well.
The Titans going to use the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Tannehill.
Open man downfield is Woods.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this 1st half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
Tannehill. He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On third down, Henry. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on fourth down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football.
And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a...
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
From the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field.
Well, this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there on the Bengal first.
They certainly have to give him a credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Here we go, here we
The
go.
run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that, a lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
And he's got it to about the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 61 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Inside handoff to Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, understand when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
All start. Offense.
Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
We've seen that before. Jeffrey Simmons making a stop behind the line.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Nashville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
McPherson's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A good gain on 1st, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's Tannehill. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A shotgun snap for Tannehill.
And this one hauled in. Again, it's Hooper.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. So no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly.
Running the slant, that's Hooper.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Tannehill. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. That'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
It's Mixon on the counter, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
An awful loss.
Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down. A very solid gain of 27. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 78 yards rushing here for Mixon. He's got a first down. Now Joe Mixon, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Here's the option going left on second down. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get your reset. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. To the air, Allen. Got a man, it's Chase, he completes it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 27-yard line. Mixing up the middle. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. First down, Cincinnati. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense is they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Cincinnati, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Titans, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.
You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. make a move.